My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So we got a whole bunch of bollocks to go over, a whole bunch of news and articles, things like that. Actually, we got like either what I like to call an embarrassment of riches. Let's just turn the air conditioning on. Yeah, I keep oscillating between fan and between air conditioning, because the weather's very nice here in Israel. It's a nice balmy summer, but I have this air conditioning, or maybe I'm just sensitive, right? That it's kind of set up like a toaster, right? A toaster. For me, I find toaster sets bread to either be completely bloody raw, like hasn't been cooked at all, white as a bloody loaf, to being like cremated, right? I can't get the right bloody setting, right? Same with the air conditioning. Same with the now I'm cold already. Literally, I'm cold already, and I just had to run fan to air. Really? Let's try turning up one. Let's see if that works. It's not going to work. I'll just be too hot. It's just not going to work. We'll find out. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are fantastic, baby. Oh my God, how fantastic are they? So incredibly fantastic. Like, share, subscribe, comment. If you want to be super nice to me, head over to Rumble. Now, I'm going to give a little plug to my Substack that's in the video notes. And why am I giving a plug to my Substack? Because I've been sick for quite some time, right? So I've been behind the gun on a lot of stuff. But my Substack, if you subscribe to the paid one, which is like $5 a month, then thank you very much for doing that. I've been really bad at getting people content, right? Really, really bad. So I've been working on a project, essentially this thing. Millennial Rights. See, I've been working on it so hard, the pages are bloody falling out. Millennial Rights is a fantastic novel by Craig Hinton from the turn of the century. Right, it was like 23 years ago now. Listen, if you're a young whippersnapper, you don't know. We were all scared on December 31st, January 1999, because they told us, the computers are all going to go insane. They're going to go, they're not going to be able to cope with the year 2000, right? And nothing happened, like literally nothing. But there was a lot of angst about that, which that book tapped into. It's a really good Sixth Doctor and Mel story with the great intelligence. Are the Yetis in that? Because I'm about 3 chapters in, right? So what I'm doing is I'm making it into a book on tape. It's going to be about 9 hours long, using Colin Baker, an AI voice clone of Colin Baker. Sounds freaking fantastic. So I put out the first chapter about a month ago, on my YouTube channel. But you get it as a download on my Substack if you sign up for that. Also got my original fiction being read by an AI clone of Peter Capaldi. The point is this: I'm actually going to be getting content out to you. So sign up my Substack, the free one or the paid one. Both of the things are fan-freaking-tastic, baby. Thank you very much. You want to be super nice. Head over to Rumble, subscribe to me there. That's the platform that really looks after me. I'm also on Twitter. I'm on YouTube. I put my videos on Facebook. I'm all around, baby. I get about, baby. I get about. That's me for you. Right, and we have a lot of Doctor Who news to get over, right? Because, again, I haven't been doing this for a while. So we've got new news, and we've got we've got so many bonkers articles. Really, so many that we are going to take the piss out of so mercilessly, because that's just what we do here, babe. But one thing we're not really going to dive into, that's going to be in separate videos, is Doomsday. Now, you might not have heard of Doomsday because nobody has and nobody cares. It's a big transmedia event which is failing. Oh my God! I mean, sinking right into Disney, right? Because everything Disney does fails horribly. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go see Indiana Jones, right? Because it's going to be awful, right? Who was it? Chris Scott described it as Indiana Jones made by AI, and I've seen the trailers with the de-aged Harrison Ford. It looks very good, but it doesn't look real to me, right? And then when Phoebe Waller-Bridge shows up, it's gonna be awful, right? It's going to be absolutely awful. But I might go and see it too, so I can review it. But do I want 2 hours of Phoebe Waller-Bridge like a nails on a chalkboard? So anyway, cut price Phoebe Waller-Bridge is Sue's. What's the bloody name? Sue Kempner, right? Who is a really low quality comedian who is also a massive political bigot, right? So her comedy is just about spewing hate at people she doesn't like, right? Which is about half of the world, and that really worked out well for the executives at BBC. That, oh yeah, so stunning, so brave. Oh, she's so great. They didn't realise they were laughing because they're hateful, bigot arseholes, right? That's why they were laughing at her. And so now she had to do something based on her own talent, which is like headline this thing. And it's failing in a way that Indiana Jones is going to fail, that Warner Brothers, The Flash just failed, the Pixar movie, the non-binary Pixar movie that just Disney has lost $900 billion over the last year, right? Just in the cinematic releases, $900 million. Yeah, Disney's in deep doo-doo. Does that mean Doctor Who is in deep doo-doo? Could be, right? Could be. I think... I'm going to be talking about this soon, but I think Russell T Davies may indeed be riding to a fall. We called it the streaming wars when they started, right? When they began, these streaming wars we thought it was going to be between Disney, Amazon, and Netflix, right? And well, firstly, Amazon. That is such a poor streaming service, just on a technical level, right? I use Netflix, I use Disney Plus. Both of those work. Forget the content, they actually work. Amazon, what's going on with that, right? I'm just finishing, again, I was sick, so I binge watched the entire, I'm on the 5th season now of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisels, which I've enjoyed quite a lot. Season 3 and 4 were very bad, okay? They were not good. Season 5 is back on form. But again, watching that on Amazon is a freaking nightmare, right? It is so annoying. So, you would say the winner of the streaming wars wasn't Netflix, wasn't Disney, wasn't Amazon, wasn't HBO Max, wasn't Paramount Plus. No, you know who won the streaming wars? Sony. So you know why Sony won the streaming wars? Because they didn't start a streaming service. Smart Sony. They licensed out their characters and they made a freaking fortune. And even though they had some massive flops, Morbius the Living Veil, which I thought would look quite good, and there's Kraven the Hunter that looks like it's going to be crap as well, right? They are clearly the people who have done by far the best during these streaming wars, right? So I don't know. When we get to November, will Disney Plus still be there? It's actually touch and go, right? Or will it be there in the same form? I think there's actually a reasonable chance that by the time we get to next year, Disney may be broken up and sold as component parts, and the new owner of Disney Plus will be like, look, we've got to remove all the content that's driving people away, right? The trouble is, Russell T Davies is very much into that content that's driving people away, which is driving me away as well. See, this is, and we're going to get to Doctor Who in a minute, but this is quite a good segue into it. See, there's a weird thing going on in the world where public kink and grooming is being conflated with being gay, right? So let me show you some examples of it. This is all from this month, right? So yeah, there's a little girl with people. This is kink, right? This is not a sexual identity. This is kink. But you see this little girl. She has a rainbow flag and talking to men in deep kink mode, wearing dog masks, right? So. And so if you complain, oh man, this is disgusting, he gets defended by saying, you hate gay people? Oh, gay people are under attack. No, right? This is from literally yesterday. I mean, look at this. These are literally naked people in front of children publicly, right? I mean, there's a child blurred out. And look at this creepy look in this guy's face. I mean, man, that is just creepy, right? Just creepy. Things like this, like kink and being gay are not the same thing. However, Russell T Davies has 100% drunk in this Kool-Aid, right? Which is absolutely sapped my excitement for Doctor Who, right? With things like this, this saying trans rights are human rights. Now listen, Yasmin, I have nothing against you, but it looks like this is a kink, not an identity, and I don't know what right you're being denied. In fact, I think you have. I think there are far more rights of public display of kink in the current day. Maybe zoom that out. Look, there's far more displays of kink in the current day that's socially acceptable. There isn't. Anyway, so Russell, when people are opposed to things like this, right? It's they don't hate gay. This is not homophobia, right? This is not hating gay people, right? This is look, I think most parents are like, no, this is disgusting, right? This is public indecency. This is grooming. This is disgusting, right? And I think the gateway was this, right? Well, the gateway. Actually, you want to know something which I posed at the time, right? This is Jasmine Finney, by the way, who's going to be in Doctor Who. That's the connection. I opposed it at the time, gay marriage, because same-sex marriage, because not because I said it was a slippery slope, because at the time I didn't believe it, and I was wrong, right? I was absolutely wrong. I said because I believe marriage is something is a biblical concept and is defined as being between a man and woman. Totally fine with there being, legal civil unions that gives gay couples the same rights, especially financial rights, as straight couples. 100% fine with that. I didn't like calling it marriage, right? That's basically it. I didn't like calling it marriage. It was but people said it was a slippery slope, and I didn't really believe them, and I was wrong, because it was slippery. Went from this to this to this, like so bloody quickly. And Russell T Davies again is 100%, which has absolutely sapped my excitement for the new era, because it seems to be it seems to be replete with this kink. Right, I think drag is kink, right? So, with that said, let's look at what's going on with the new era of Doctor Who. Firstly, this news came out yesterday. Doctor Who films scooter stunt on Cardiff streets. This is posted yesterday. A film crew recorded scenes from Doctor Who 2024 series with extra stunts doubles and orange Vespa on Park Street in Cardiff on 25th of June 2023. So these are stunt doubles, and I'm really bummed out. I thought this was Shooty and Bonnie, right? I really did. I'm going to cut in the actual video footage we're going to see right here now, where you see people running. Here we go. Let's watch it, then we'll talk about it. Okay, now we're back. So the scene of chaos in the street, people running from something in the sky. Shooty and Bonnie follow each other follow behind on a moped. I kind of like a moped. All extras all going to die, basically. I'm bummed these are stunt doubles. I mean, really, you couldn't get them on a moped? I guess, with all the insurance and stuff. And again, they dress it to look like London. You got London buses. And there's a few more things as well. Well, also, this thing, Foxglove & Co. Can I increase the size of that? Hang on, doink. So this, again, everything you see on screen is put on screen. Nothing is there by mistake, which is actually the key to understanding the end of The Sopranos, right? There's, I'm not going to go into it. I could go into that last scene in The Sopranos quite some time. Like, there's reference to, what's his name? What's the name of the actor? Chris, I think, who got killed earlier. Again, we're on Sopranos. I should be talking about Doctor Who. Fine, here we're onwards. So Foxglove & Co. That was decorated on a bus, and then we see the store as well. I mean, it's about there's a lot of weird stuff going on with Shooter's outfit. Is it going to work, Shooter's outfit or outfits? I don't know. Honestly, I genuinely don't know. So expect to film again on Monday 26th, same location. Oh, that's today. So if I get any more things, I will. I guess I'll show. I'll show them tomorrow. I'll put them out as shorts. So this is just generic blah 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 blah. So we haven't really talked about Mel coming back. I mean, I was super excited at the time, right? I was super excited at the time, and then along came Russell. Yeah, okay, Russell, that's a great plan. And just again, everything has sapped my excitement for this new era, I really wish Russell Davies knew that he wasn't fighting against homophobes who doesn't want him to see this. Now I'm too hot again. I'm going to try to turn the AC down. Let's see how that works. Okay, well, let's see how long it's going to take till I'm too cold. Okay, well, I'll turn the fan down as well. We'll work it out. Let's see what their take at Screen Rant is, which is always entertaining, right? It is always entertaining. Doctor Who is bringing back a divisive companion. Not anymore, right? Not anymore. Mel was divisive in 88, 89, when she was not very good. Let's say, no, well, she was fine. Bonnie was fine. She gave it her all. It's just the stories were bad, right? And she didn't really know what Doctor Who was. I felt bad for Bonnie. She really missed good Doctor Who by about a year, right? Wouldn't it be great if Adam Cartmel came in earlier, right? Or, you know, I've always said the time for there to be the first black Doctor Who was the Sixth Doctor. That really would have. I'm cold already. Really? Like, how long was that? Was that under a minute? Okay, let's try turn this up, but we'll turn the fan up as well. Let's see if that works. So I wouldn't say she's divisive. I mean, she was divisive at the time, right? But then, you know, like a lot of these things, she got a new lease of life through. Well, through media, through Big Finish, through things like this, right? This is a great take on Mel, by the way. But can you see this? It's like a Valleyard version of Mel. It was an Alison Pearson cover there. Oh, gorgeous stuff. Yeah, it was like a Valleyard Mel with a Valleyard Doctor. It's great. Oh, I can't wait to start putting that stuff out again. Anyway. She was best known for her screaming, but again, she really got a new lease of life. You want to hear a great new take on Mel? Here, I'm going to pull this up right now. This is a great deal for, you know, Big Finish is always best when it's cheaper. Listen, you want to spend money on a good accountant, a good doctor, and a good hooker. Other than that, you know, economize, I would say. Search here. It's the Fires of Vulcan. This is such a good story, right? This is one of my all-time... I said it wrong. Fires of Vulcan. This is one of the all-time best Mel 7th Doctor stories. Really? Hang on, let's do... Bonnie Langford. Bonnie Langford. That should do the trick. There you go. So let's sort by oldest first. There you go, Fires of Vulcan, 380, and it's gone up in price. But this is great. Also, the next one on the One Doctor. But this is freaking awesome, right? Who wrote this? Steve Lyons. It's a historical tale in Pompeii. I guess they avoided the 10th Doctor and Donna at that time at the same time, and also Peter Capaldi. But yeah, this is such a great story, right? This is one. I think this is like the first renaissance of Mel, right? So big recommend for me. Her return alongside the Gutwork can change all that. I think it already is changed. Anyway, you know, I think, you know, there's the pain of Doctor Who being awful and it has receded, right? I don't think we're ever going to see that from the 13th Doctor, right? From what's the bloody name? Jodie Whittaker, right? I don't think there's ever going to be a point where we go, oh, she wasn't that bad. No. It wasn't that she was bad at the role. It was a travesty of Doctor Who, right? I mean, that's really the point. It was it was like so many things we see today. Like it was like the Kathleen Kennedy Star Wars garbage, right? I mean, if they ever, it's going to be like Indiana Jones, right? It was like with Phoebe Waller-Bridge. It was just low quality garbage screaming at you that women are people too. To people who nobody was sexist, right? Nobody was going, oh, women can't do shit until they saw Jodie Whittaker, right? It always says more about the people screaming than the people than what they're actually saying. So Bonnie Langford's Mel was divisive companion during her first Doctor Who era, her only Doctor Who era. Mel's return is actually a really smart move by Shona Rusty Davis. Well, she's really, you want to bring back old companions. She's one of the few who can still move. It's her. And Sophie Aldridge, right? Essentially, and I like they tried with Sophie Aldridge and Janet Fielding. Janet Fielding looked like she was 604, right? She looked like one of the undead in The Power of the Doctor, right? Yeah. How do they work out to make Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who so people wouldn't shoot themselves in the face? Put David Tennant at the end and keep her out of it as much as possible. Mel will be joining Shooting Up was 15th Doctor and Millie Gibson's Ruby Sunday in the 14th season, apparently in the finale. Mel will be the third 1980 companion since Was it since? There you go. But Janet Fielding, Tegan Javanka, and Ace return for Jodie Whittaker's Keith Hump. Final Doctor Who adventure. Doctor Who in the 80s was a bumpy time for show. That is true. And through no fault of the actress, Bonnie Langford was right at the heart of it. I agree. Yes, I do. See, you got me excited and upset at the same time. Like, again, drag was fine 5 years ago. Nobody had a problem with drag 5 years ago, but then drag wasn't being associated with drag queens losing condoms up their ass during random passionate sex with strangers, right? Man, it's like, you actually have to tell you, I got to take a step back. We have all this weird grooming going on, right? All this weird grooming going on that, like, weird shit is like, this is normal, right? That this is normal, that this is normal, that all this is normal. You know, and again, this is going to sound very puritanical, but stick with me for a second. And it's not something I've ever achieved myself. I think this started when we groomed ourselves to believe that sex outside, I would say marriage or outside of a committed relationship, or outside a relationship, right? Sex outside of a relationship was something that was a good thing that will make our lives better, right? Think about it for a second. I mean, like, again, if you're older like me, you've had sex many times. I mean, I would like to hope so, right? And, you know, it's not like when you're 18, you're like, oh, sex! I mean, I was kind of like that when I was 52 as well. But anyway, you get very excited, very like, oh, right? But when you get older, you look back at sex, and it's very pleasurable, it's a great thing, but sex outside of a committed relationship is much better. But we were sold a pile of bullshit, right? That sex outside of a committed relationship is a good thing, right? And think about it. I know it sounds fun, all right? I know it sounds like, oh, yeah, it's great. And I know it's something we've all done, but is it? Right? Like, is the world better because of that, right? Are we a happier people because we have a more, we put less value on sex, right? I don't think we are, right? And I think, you know, this hypersexuality, as represented by people like Jinx Monsoon, right, which has really killed my excitement for Doctor Who. You know, it's, I think it's a false bill of goods, right? I mean, honestly, I live in I'm in like a super ultra orthodox religious community, right? And most of the kids, right? Most people's kids remain virgins till they get married, right? I just think their lives are better for it. And it's, again, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm not telling you it's a life that I've led, right? It didn't even occur to me, right? Genuinely did not even occur until, like, I know, recently I thought, is life better because of that? And really, no. Right? It's really, I mean, like, is life better for having unlimited free porn that you can access 24/7? Really? I mean, like, no, it's not. I mean, again, it's hard to disassociate yourself from, like, you know, the convenience and the pleasure of it. But, so that's why I'm really not excited for this era of Doctor Who, because I just don't think it's teaching people something that will make their lives better or you know, or happy, right? Fine, so let's go back to, I just saw Jinx Monsoon set me off for that. Anecdotally, John Nathan Turner cast Bonnie Langford for a scream. I can scream and scream and scream till I'm sick, and I can. And one of the only great things of Terror of the Vervoids is Bonnie Langford screaming in the right key at the end of episode 1, so it merged right into the rather naff closing credits. And that was one of the best ones. Was it Keith McCulloch? Yeah, that wasn't that great. Cream was a retrograde step in '86. The piercing scream didn't endear her to viewers. It really wasn't JNT's fault. It was more, there was no story or creative direction for the show, right? And also, he was trying to get the Doctor Who to appeal to a younger audience again. He was trying to, like, young it down. Because, look, you saw season 22. That was the very, very violent, Colin Baker first season. And it was extremely... So that's the main reason he cast her. This piercing scream didn't endear her viewers, not at the time, nor did her perky keep fit routine. That was really awful, right? However, underneath the affectations of forced on the character by JNT, there was a decent Doctor Who companion waiting to get out. That is so true, right? That is so true. I didn't get it. It's hope that Rusty Davis will be able to tease the real Melanie Bush when she returns. I think he will, if he could just stop being obsessed with having his dick sucked. I mean, like, honestly, you want to tell me that him and Shooty aren't fucking each other? You want to tell me that him and Jinx aren't fucking each other? I think they are, right? I think they probably are. I think that was a factor in the casting, right? I do, right? Again, Rusty Davis, he's been very open about his very, very free sexual attitude. And again, I just don't think it's something that's going to bring happiness in life. I'm not proselytizing to you. Do what you want, right? I'm not waving. I never thought of this before. It's how Rusty will be able to tease out the real Melanie Bush when she returns to Doctor Who in season 14. Her Doctor Who return is in keeping with the ongoing Rusty Davis trend, which will finally silence lingering criticism of Mills' perkiness and shrill screaming. What? That's not a lingering trend. You never thought of it before. So it continues the Rusty Davis theme. Rusty Davis return. Bonnie Langford's casting is a genius move on part of Rusty Davis. I wouldn't go that far either. I mean, I'm excited by it. I think, again, of all the classic companions, who you're going to get? You got well, you can't get Grace. You know, is she a classic companion? Not really. I think modern companions are too recent, right? Like also, Billy Piper looks like a freaking different human being. Like if I put a picture of Season 1, 2005, rose up next to current day Billy Piper, and I'm not saying current day Billy Piper is unattractive in a way. They just look like different creations. I would say there's no connection between the two of them. Fine, so Bonnie is a genius movie. She's still known to the wider audience, that is true. Since childhood, Bonnie Langford appeared on stage and screen starring in Alan Parker's iconic Bugsy Malone. Oh yeah, she'll... disturbingly hot in that as well, along with what's her name, who's gay, can't remember. I can't remember. What was that movie, Contact? God, that was awful. That was a good movie and awful at the same time. Bugsy Malone appearing alongside Angela Langford in Gypsy on Broadway. Since Doctor Who, Langford had continued to perform in musical theatre while making an appearance in the highly popular reality competitions like Dancing on Ice and The Masked Singer. Fundamentally, Langford is a much bigger draw for audiences than achievements outside Doctor Who. That's 100% true, right? Why is Jodie on my screen? What? I mean, like, why? Like, how does this help anything? I don't think it does. The Broadway reality competition connections give Bonnie Langford's common ground with other guest stars in Doctor Who's Rusty Davis' new era. Jonathan Groff, Neil Patrick Harris, Jinx Monsoon. Yeah, none of it. All this is make my excitement sink like a lead balloon. Listen, Russell. Just like I don't like sucking a dick or even have my dick sucked by another gentleman. And if you like that, good for you, right? I don't want to be a top. I certainly don't want to be a bottom. In fact, I would rather be shot in the face, quite frankly, than be a bottom. I don't want to... if you want to do that, that is good for you. But there's 3% of you in the world, mate. Most of us... I mean, I understand. More than 3% of the world like musical theatre, but that 3% really likes musical theatre. What I'm saying is, Russell, there are people who aren't gay there as well, right? And again, the people who aren't gay aren't saying we hate gay people because, we think this is creepy, right? This isn't the straight well going, oh, gay people are awful. No, this is straight well going, what? That's wrong, right? Don't conflate this with being gay. And if you do, the entire gay world is going to be chased back into the closet, which... sadly, is really what I think is going to happen. I really want you to know, being a Bible thumper as I am, I take no happiness or pleasure in that at all. I am genuinely, right? Genuinely, I am worried for my gay friends. Because I think 10 years from now, same-sex marriage will not be legal anymore, and could be that same-sex relations might not be legal, right? It could get that far. Right, I sound crazy. Watch this space, and it's not good news, right? It's not good news. And again, and it's not only that; it's this constant, rubbing this, this fringe sexualities in our face all the frickin' time, over and just give it a rest, right? And again, so maybe you want to move away from musical theatre a little bit. I don't know. Just as much as they work on shows like Gone Girl and Mindhunter. Casting actors that can do big cat musicals. And serious drama is a smart move if you're doing a combination of a big cat musical and serious drama. For Doctor Who, which regularly requires big and small performances. That's fair. Jodie Whittaker's final set up Mel's Doctor Who return. Yeah, I understand, but I do hope they're retconning that away. Could you at least do that, Russell? Because at one point I thought we're going to get this awful Jodie Whittaker era retcon away at the cost of the invasion of the trannies, right? Trannies is offensive. I don't mean to be offensive. Chicks with dicks, right? At the cost of chicks with dicks. Doctor Who. This time we're chicks with dicks. So she left to travel space the intergalactic scoundrel Sabalon Glitz in 87. I mean, it was marginally better than Perry leaving to marry Yrcanos. Look, firstly, Perry's not going to fuck Yrcanos, right? And if she is, I want to know more about what her kinks are. Right at that point, can we have some more public kink about Perry? Did you ever Did you ever see Perry in any way being attracted to Brian Bloody Blessed? Right? How old was he at the time? Wait a minute. Hang on a second. Brian Blessed age. How old is he? So he's 86. I was born in 36. So in 86 he was 50. Right? Nicola Bryant was 25. There's something messed up about that, mate. I'm sorry. There's something messed up. Did you really see that going down? No, I mean they should have just let her be dead or something. Or why leave to marry Yrcanos? I mean, really? It was weird. It was weird. But again, if that's what she's into, I want to know more about the sexual kinks. Purple even ground. Actually, I want to know that. And okay. As we're talking about it, why did she dress like a total slut and was angry all the time? And she dressed like a total slut. Mwah. God bless you, darling. God bless you. Anyway, I digress. Oh yeah, so it was marginally better. 35 years later, she was a member at the Doctor Who Companion Support Group. I forgot about. Actually, I quite like that. Okay, anything they didn't have Jodie in was better. Chaired by Graham Bradley. I still want to think this is all took place in the toy maker's realm. As head of unit, Kate Stewart, and that was a rumor of another show coming. Are you excited by that? I'm super not. Kate Stewart is just an uninspiring dull character. Hinted that it required the service of Doctor former companions, judging by the military gun metal backdrop of the photo accompanying Bonnie Langford's announcement. It seems like she's going to be on like that. Remember the Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier thing? Yeah, it sounds like she's going to be on that. Announcement, the computer program Pease Potage may have accepted Kate's job offer. That I'm sure that's actually happening, right? I'm sure that's happening. There's something from Instagram, I don't know. It's unclear exactly how Mel will find her way home after training with Gitz. Well, firstly, Tony Selby's dead, right? If you want to recast him with Andy Serkis, I'm up for that, right? I would say there's more likelihood of Mel fucking Glitz than Perry fucking Yrcanos, right? I think there's more likelihood of Perry fucking Kiv, right? I do, actually. I do. I never thought about that. Okay, please put a comment. Who do you think Perry will go for more? Lord Kiv, I'm talking Sluggy Lord Kiv, or Yrcanos? I think it's Sluggy Lord Kiv. I do. Oh, again, again, I'm not an advocate for porn. We talked about this earlier. I don't think the world is better for having unlimited 24/7 free porn of just a billion different varieties. But that's something I would be interested to see. Wouldn't you? Yes, I think. Okay, so Sabalon Glips with Syl. I could see that happening too. Okay, let's just keep all this to ourselves. And again, if you want to have a weird Doctor Who orgy, I guess it's Captain Jack's inviting them to a party. Captain Jack, Perry, Mel, Kiv, Syl, Glitz, It's going to get crazy. Oh, look, here's a bucket of avocado puree. Don't even think what they're going to do with that. I don't know where the avocado... I do know where the avocado puree came from. Okay, where'd the avocado puree come from? I'll tell you exactly where the avocado... There was a very good comic called Warrior in the 80s, right? Where lots of great comics came out of it. And they had this a strip in it called Laser Razor and Press Button with Steve Dillon on the art. Freaking wonderful. You had this super, super hot assassin, right? And a cyborg. It was only like a little bit of him, right? It was only a quarter of him. We had a massive cleaver for an arm. Whatever. One of the side characters in that was Zerk, was the sex-obsessed Zerk, who was basically a round ball with legs, who was always super horny. And I remember he wanted avocado puree for some weird sexual man. I don't know what, right? But Captain Jack would know. Anyway. Roskin could bring back other forces for Doctor Who spin-off future episodes. Yeah, we know. Doctor Mel Return can do the divisive companion justice. Like, how much longer this buff? We're nearly done. Divisive companion justice. Okay. Bonnie Langford's Mel was unfairly held up as an example of failing Doctor Who ages in like. No, she wasn't unfairly. Like, her character was. She didn't know what she was doing. Her character was paper thin. Written terribly, and has been resurrected somewhat on different media, but I think it was very fair, right? I think it was very fair. The Precious Child star as Mel, who became a caricature of the 1980s Keep Fit boom. That is true. Bonnie Langford was maligned as a terrible Doctor Who companion. Well, she was. It wasn't her fault that she was, but she was. This is wholly unfair. No, it's wholly fair. As the failings of Mel were always in the script. Yes, but she was part of it, right? Overseeing John Nathan Turner with Eric Saywood, because they just hated each other, right? Or at least Eric Saywood hated John Nathan Turner. John Nathan Turner, I don't think noticed as like until he resigned. Like, why is he so upset? I don't know. I thought we were friends. How good fans need to look at serials like Delta and Barrowman. Oh God. Delta and Barrowman is garbage. I mean, like, I love it, but it's garbage, and I really would like some fan to edit it down to a 40-minute episode with new effects, like just get rid of the Shimmeron baby and the little girl and most of the actors. It was awful! Keep Ken Dodd. Ken Dodd was great. In fact, Bonnie Langford scene with Ken Dodd, she was great. And she was kind of hot, right? Man, she could wear a pair of heels very well. But another reason I didn't like Mel at the time, again, I like the bouncy castle that was Perry, and I was not thrilled with the string bean. That was Mel that she was replaced with. Bonnie Langford is a far greater actor, and recently won plaudits for her performances. A Green Mother, Karma Kazmani, fine, and she's a great actress, right? She is. She's great. I like Bonnie Langford a lot, right? So yeah, look, I think we agree. It was a good idea. It's a good idea bringing back Mel. I hope they don't screw this up, right? I hope they don't screw this up. Man, it's like, every day it's like striking a magic 8-ball and going, they used to be like, indicators look good, to now like, ooh, looks bad. I think of looking bad. Let's have a quick look at this. We're not going to read this article. Again, this is in a different video where Doomsday is being savage. And it's being savage because it is ill thought out shit, right? It is... It's Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Indiana Jones. It's shoehorning in this character for clearly to scream gender reasons and to dunk on the chads, right? I think everybody working on it sees it, and they just put in lackluster garbage, right? It is lackluster garbage, Doomsday, and it is being so roundly roasted. Like everybody, I haven't seen anybody, be authentic and like it in any way, right? Not a thing. Anyway, so this I think is a bit of a non-story, but we'll look at it anyway. Ross D. Davis reads a 3-word teaser for Doctor Who season 15. Now, we knew there was going to be a season 15, and they were currently working on a season 15, right? When he told us there was going to be 8 episodes in the season, I think that's when it was dropped. They're working on multiple seasons. You have to. It's not like it was in the 80s, right? You have to have a longer run-up. I don't know why production takes longer, but it does, right? So people are excited about this. So returning, he said that started work on the 2025 run, right? Oh, God, is it going to have more or less chicks with dicks, Russell? Right, more or less? Because I mean, is this something to help the gay people overcome what again? I wish somebody could explain to me what trans rights people that are human rights that people don't have. Like, do people just have the right to shit wherever they want, right? I mean, man, there's this woman, the swimmer, Riley Gaines, who finally was one of the few athletes, female athletes, brave enough to say no to all this, and she was recounted her absolute horror of her and everybody else in the locker room when that stunning and brave woman who with a penis started to swim against them. Oh, God. And I do get the feeling that woman, who is clearly a woman, trans women are women. Yeah, you hear that, YouTube? Trans women are women. Is a bit of a cunt, right? A bit of a disgusting cunt. And I think this is just going to work out bad for the gay world. I honestly, I do. Please, every join Gays Against Groomers. That's all I can tell you. This is not our hate. This is like me looking on in horror at like an oncoming car crash, which I do not want to watch. Right? And Russell, you are freaking driving the car, mate. Fine. Doctor Who fans are slowly closing together the clues to the upcoming season 14. We're going to keep doing that until it comes out, right? And Russell, if it's anything less than excellent, your arse is toast, right? This is one going to be the. If you think The Flash was an all-time failure, because here's why this new era of Doctor Who, if it's bad, is going to be super roasted, right? Because people had expectations of it being good, right? And if they put out shit full of chicks with dicks and without entertainment, it's going to be bad. It's going to be another epic Disney failure. In the Letter to the Showrunner section of Doctor Who magazine that just came out, he says 4 scripts are currently on the go, and he's got the words in the garden, firmament, and diploma. That's not really telling you anything, right? I mean, it really is. It's fun. If I was still excited about Doctor Who, which I'm not. But that's it. It's fun. Something to give the fans something to speculate about. In the same section, Russell revealed the words Kingdom Gold and Tigella would feature in the imminent season's 8 episodes. Again, it is such a non-story, right? It's like look at Sue's pushed into the corner because she's shit. It's like, can you imagine Bonnie Langford was in shit, really shit Doctor Who, she was, and then came out on Twitter saying, "Oh, you people are all racist and sexist, and I'm going to dunk on you." God, how'd that work out for you, darling? How's that working out for you, Suze? Yeah. I haven't seen many people being too fond of the increased price of this month's Doctor Who magazine to get a bit of doomsday in. Anyway, another reason why I'm not particularly excited, it's another idea where I look at it and go, really? Here's my problem, right? The house I live in, I didn't build it myself. My stepfather built it for me, who passed away about 6 months ago, a year ago, I can't remember. My stepfather built it. And when you're building a house, you don't really know what you're doing because you've never built a house before, right? You don't know what they're doing. And so you have things like when we first got the bit of land, they put a string out around it, right? So you can go and see it. And we knew we had a large piece of land, right? And it was like, and we looked at it, and it looked like the size of this room. It looked like a postage stamp. We came home and were like, what are we going to do? And I said, look, it's got to be an optical illusion. Think about it. We've seen houses in these dimensions, and they're huge, right? So there must be an optical. So we did know what we're doing. So anyway, when we're building the kitchen, right? I kept thinking, those windows are too small, right? They're too high up and too small. They're too high. I kept thinking, but man, I don't know what I'm talking about. I was younger then. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've never built a house before. Sure enough, they built the house and those windows were useless, right? And something we did before we finished building the house was drill out those windows to make them much bigger because we just couldn't live with them the way they were, right? We were like, yeah, to stand here, tiptoe, see out there, and thank God that we did. But man, the amount of work and dust to do that, it was incredible, right? So I get the same feeling here. Like, you know, I hear this this plan for the shooter's costume, and I go, that doesn't sound good, right? That doesn't sound good at all. The actor spoke to producers about the the new Doctor's looks, right? There's two. The thing is, I don't think there's a solid look, right? It doesn't have to be one outfit, but there's not a look, and I don't think that's going to work. But again, I'm really happy to be proved wrong about, right? The new Doctor Who is approaching slowly but steadily, and I'm getting more scared by the minute. We're shooting out. We're set to make his debut as a titular Time Lord during the show's 6th anniversary celebrations late this year. And look, something else that really didn't enamor me at all was his Shakespeare at the King's Coronation Conference. That was shit. I hate to tell you, it was shit, right? He seemed to be really excited that he was doing it and not very good at doing it at that. So I don't know what to tell you. It's exciting time for the sci-fi juggernaut. It was with the. I mean, look. Here's what I was talking about the constant gay propaganda being constantly smacked in your face. Fucking Rainbow Radio Times cover. Can you give it a fucking rest? If you want to go and suck another guy's dick, go and fucking do it. Let's leave me alone. What's it got to do with me? Just leave us alone. Oh, constant. Oh, it's so stunning. It's so right. No, it's fucking not, you weirdo. Just shut up and have sex. Oh. Anyway, I digress. It's exciting time for the sci-fi juggernaut. No. With the returning showrunner Rusty Davis putting a modern queer spin on the classic. You're not helping. You're not helping. Because again, queer isn't being gay. This is being queer, right? This is queer. This is queer. This is queer. This is queer. Two people of same sex having sex is not queer. Oh, in fact, they're not even allowed in pride parades now if you're just gay. Oh. And that applies to everything. Okay, let's see how this works for you. Including the beloved character's costume. And boy, am I still hoping against hope it's not going to be shit. Right? Unlike his predecessor, Shooter Cat will wear a different outfit each episode. And again, could it not have just been the same look? If you squint, it's the same colours, same template. No. I don't think it's going to work. Again, I am so happy to be proved wrong. I really genuinely am. Right? The behind-the-scenes images giving us a glimpse of the sort of style we can expect. Speaking of Doctor's garb, revealed how the producers approached him, reproach what remains of one of the character's most defining traits this time around. Yes, costume. Month after getting a role, I went to see producers and get the scripts, and they asked me my thoughts on the show's costumes. Gut were told Vogue. Another thing, right, yeah, this is when he was stark bollock naked on the cover of Vogue. Why is Doctor Who stark bollock naked on the cover of any fucking magazine? I don't remember John Pertwee having to get his wedding tackle out at any time. Fuck me. Whose dick would you be more interested in seeing? Tom Baker's or John Pertwee's? Who do you think is bigger? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Okay, I know. But what am I fucking thinking about? It's because of this weird pervo shit. I keep pulsing down my fucking mouth. I was talking to Ralph Lauren's collaboration at Morehouse and Spielman Collins, two historically black colleagues. Well, that's important. Which are really preppy, and they're like, cool. It's quite a tradition. It's quite traditional. He said, I guess I was thinking about catering to the audience that's already watches Doctor Who. Yeah, but then they're like, let's push it forward. When has that ever worked? Did that work with Star Wars? Right, do you remember in Star Wars? They were apparently the closing Galactic Star Cruiser. It was I thought $3 billion hotel, I think, right? Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge was the theme park they put into Disney, and they said, "Well, let's make it all around Tatooine, and everybody is Luke Skywalker, and Han Solo, and Stormtroopers, and everything everybody loves." And no, let's push it forward because only old 50-year-olds like it. We want the new young people to like it. The trouble is, you did shit. And that's why nobody likes it. And that's why it's all failed. And that's why you lost billions of dollars. Let's try that again. It'll be different this time. Good for you, arsehole. They're fine, and they're really keen on progress. Okay, sayonara, mate. And it doesn't always feel like that, like in the landscape feel like that in the landscape of British television. Where does it not feel like that? Have you ever been to Albert Square? If I walk across Albert Square, I'm going to get covered with cum from a clearly a woman, stunningly and brave, masturbating with a female penis while dressed as a puppy in the middle of the fucking square, and that's normal now. Yeah, let's push it forward. Where are you know why? And there's enclaves of British TV that don't want to push it forward because they want people to watch it. Yeah, no, let's make everything aimed at 2% of the world. Oh, that's going to work out so well. His companion, Ruby Sunday, Ruby Sunday, Millie Gibson, is holding this fucking production together single-handedly with that wonderful cleavage, right? Like between those boobs. That's basically the only thing that I can look at and go, oh, that's not filling me with dread, right? We'll also join costumes. It's okay for the companion to wear different costumes. I'm not optimistic, right? I'm not optimistic, okay? I used to be. I'm not, right? I'm not. And, that's why they keep having to go back to David Tennant to try and sell anything. Here, look, we got this. There's another David Tennant book coming out, 10 Days of Christmas by Steve Cole. I like Christmas stories. Even I'm a bit sick of the 10th Doctor at this point. Give it a bloody rest, mate. Right? I ain't like, just give it a rest. Anyway, let's wrap up with this last story. This bit of a weird one, right? Bit of a weird one, but, it's always weird when you get the words John Barrowman come out. So this is strange. Doctor Who's John Barrowman kicked out a restaurant he told, you can't eat there. And we don't understand why. We're like, what happened? So he put an Instagram post out, but let's see what he has to say. Let's read what he has to say. Claimed he was kicked out of a restaurant in Washington on yesterday evening. Speaking in a video on social media, the star 56 entered the McMinius Elks Temple in Tacoma. And his friend was soon supposedly let out with explanation, right? He shared with 48,000 followers a clip of him talking into camera about a short-lived experience in the restaurant. The Talkwood actor tweeted, not a very good impression at McMester. We were basically escorted out and told you can't eat here. But why? I would love to know why. So it is just weird, right? We're at McMahon Elpson Temple, and basically in a polite way, the gentleman guided us into one restaurant and took us to another one to kind of persuaded us not to come in. And then John Barrowman moved the camera to his friend, who claimed they kicked us out. So Tacoma, but for what? I mean, not for being gay. That's just weird. I'm sorry this happened to you, John. But why? Especially in DC, the wokest place, one of the wokest places in the world. It's gone to many Minister Beer locations over the years, and honestly, I've never seen anything like this. I guess I will cross that location on my list to visit. But why? What exactly? Why would anybody escort him out? Short of trash ways, I can't think of an acceptable reason. Another added, I hope this gets resolved. Well, it's not resolved. They asked him to leave. The company describes as a family-owned chain of brew pub breweries, music venues, historic hotels and theaters in Oregon and Washington. Founded in 1983. I think putting the word family in is trying to intimate the right winger out control, right? The right winger out control. So I'm not going to show you the video because I put it on my live stream yesterday. It's crazy, right? It was genuinely crazy that we've seen like lots and lots of very open white supremacist neo-Nazis demonstrating, and they all wear like this black with black masks and like khaki pants, trousers, right? So a bunch of right-wing people on a demo saw these people, and they chased them and they started to beat them up. They, you racist scum, which is, I don't think the right wing's racist, mate. I think that's all a lie. I think so. They ripped the masks off a couple of them. Turned out, and they've identified a couple of them on social media overnight. Turns out they were super left wing Antifa people who want to work for the government. So it looks like all these this right wing white supremacy out of control is a false flag actively being created, maybe by the FBI, but certainly by extreme left wing forces. But I just don't think this has any connection. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. I have no explanation for it, right? I have no explanation. It's just really strange. But, strange things do happen to John Barrowman. That is fair. Fine! Join me tomorrow night. I'll be back live. I'm live on Tuesday and probably Wednesday, as long as I have the strength to do it. Again, I've been sick. I've been recovering. I'm live Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's going to be Thursday, Friday will be pre-record. Saturday, I'm going to take off. Probably Saturday, take off. And boy, have I been enjoying taking Saturdays off. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Fine, with that, thank you for joining me. Like, share, subscribe. Look in the video notes to subscribe to my Substack if you want to subscribe to the paid one. Fan-dabby, double-dozy, baby. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have yourselves a freaking awesome day!